Good morning. A tragedy in Texas. A Houston woman called police to her house and then told them she'd killed her 5 children. She's under arrest and leaves a shaken community and a nation asking why today, Thursday, June 21st, 2001.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
Good morning. Welcome to Today on this Thursday morning. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Katie Couric. You know, when I first heard about this story, it made me physically ill. It is so incredibly upsetting.
It is terrible. Andrea Yates was wet when she answered the door and told police that she had killed her 5 children. She had led the officer to a bed where he found the wet bodies of 3 boys and a girl ranging in age from 5 years to 6 months. A 7-year-old was also found dead in the bathtub. The woman's husband told officials she was being treated for postpartum depression for the past 2 years. We're going to have the latest from the news desk on this in a moment. We'll also talk to the mother's former sister-in-law about the Andrea Yates she knows.
And then, Matt, we turn to Lori Berenson. She is the 31-year-old American woman who was charged with conspiring with terrorists in Peru. Now a Peruvian court has convicted her and sentenced her to 20 years in jail. We'll talk with her parents this morning. Also coming up, a breakthrough in cancer detection, a new kind of procedure that could make detection and treatment more accurate and effective than ever before.
Also on this first day of summer, we're going to go live to Africa, where we will show you a rare solar eclipse, and we'll show you why they're battening down the hatches in the state of Utah. Before we get to that, a minute past the hour, let's get the overnight news from Ann Curry.
All right, good morning, Matt and Katie. Good morning, everybody. As you just heard, American Lori Berenson has been sentenced to 20 years in a Peruvian prison. She was found guilty on Wednesday of collaborating with leftist guerrillas in a plot to take over Peru's Congress. Berenson, who has already served 5 years in prison, immediately denounced the decision as unjust and says she will appeal. We will be hearing from Berenson's parents in just a few moments. Now more on that tragedy in Houston. Police found 5 young children dead in a home, and they say the mother has confessed to killing them, apparently drowning them in a bathtub. NBC's Fredricka Whitfield is outside the home this morning with more. Fredricka, what a sad day there.
Indeed it is, and 36-year-old Andrea Yates is charged with murdering her 4 sons and daughter. Overnight, she appeared before a Houston judge. Child Protective Services officials say she had been treated for depression and at least once before attempted suicide, but never showed any signs she might hurt her children. A neighborhood in shock. This mother works just down the block from the Yates family.
I feel so sorry for the children and the father that's suffering right now with his loss.
Wednesday morning, police found the lifeless bodies of 5 children, all believed to have been drowned. The children's mother, Andrea Yates, was dripping wet when police arrived after she called her husband and 911.
At that time, she said to the officer, "I killed my children." And the officer said, "Where are they?" And she led the officer to the bedroom where there were 4 bodies, and then led the officer to the bathroom where there was 1 body in the bathtub.
Yates' husband, a computer specialist at NASA, says his wife was taking medication for postpartum depression, which started after the birth of her 4th child 2 years ago. Last Saturday, 3 of the children and their father at a neighborhood birthday party: 7-year-old Noah, 5-year-old John, and 3-year-old Paul. Neighbors thought it was strange that Andrea Yates wasn't there. Neighbors remember she wouldn't leave the house.
She had said that she stayed back with one of the kids and the baby because she was going through a depression. And from having babies, that's what he said.
Later, Yates will appear again before a judge for a scheduled bond hearing for a crime that could have her facing the death penalty. Ann?
NBC's Fredricka Whitfield, thank you this morning for that report. Well, elsewhere in Texas, the mother of an 8-year-old locked in a closet for at least 4 months has agreed to give up her parental rights. Barbara Atkinson and the girl's stepfather were arrested last week on charges of injury to her child. The girl was severely malnourished. Atkinson's attorney says that she wants the girl to be placed with a couple who tried to adopt her at birth. Washington, D.C. police are planning to interview Congressman Gary Condit again about his relationship with missing intern Chandra Levy. Levy hasn't been seen for 7 weeks. NBC's Pete Williams reports.
With no idea what's become of the young woman, Washington, D.C. police say they're going back to interview again anyone who was in contact with her before she disappeared 7 weeks ago, including the California congressman who insists she was just a friend. Police emphasize he is not a suspect, that no one is a suspect, but they want to talk to him again anyway.
We're following up with everybody we've talked to, and I think we need to know more about his relationship with Miss Levy and what insight he might have to her mindset.
The woman's parents are back in Washington, this time to meet with a lawyer they've hired, hoping he might do some checking of his own.
They're a distraught family. Their daughter is missing, and they would like to have some questions answered.
Back at the family home in Modesto, Chandra Levy's brother, who last talked to her at Easter, says he has no idea what's happened to her, but hopes she's okay.
I have that sense in my soul, and she's alive. I just want to know where she's at.
So do a growing number of people in the city where she was last seen. Pete Williams, NBC News, Washington.
It is now 7:05. Let's now turn back to Mad Katie. Now, a lot of sad stories this morning.
gonna
Maybe the
say,
weather can cheer us up today.
Ooh, that was a very, very tough newscast. I was away when that story broke, I guess, about
closet?
that little girl.
That's
Oh, my
terrible.
God. Anyway, hi, Janice.
Sorry
Hi.
about this,
Yeah.
Janice. Janice is filling in while Al is taking some time to recover from knee surgery. It's good to have you here, and again, we apologize for the nasty lead in there.
It's okay. Maybe
Any
I can
good
find
news
something good
weather-wise?
news. Well, first we're going to start in the Midwest, where it's not such great news there either, although you'll recover from this, I'm sure. Some rain, some heavy rain that could cause some possible flooding in places like Oklahoma and Illinois and Missouri as well this morning. An area of showers and thunderstorms will sag southward through the southern plains today, Texas into Arkansas, into the Ohio Valley. A possibility of severe weather around Cincinnati, Frankfort, Kentucky today. A little bit cooler in New England this morning and still hot out west. That's what's going on around the nation. Now, here's your local forecast.